Once again, we're right back at it. The 1 mile per day challenge. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without some dope content to react to. We're back again, folks. 1 mile a day, every day for the next 30 days. We are now officially on day 5. Hopefully everybody out there is having a good day. Hopefully everybody that's tapped in with this movement of Colorado Buffaloes fans that are not just fans supporting the team to win on the field, but are they themselves applying the principles that Coach Prime and the other coaches try to instill in the players. They're applying those principles into their personal lives so that they can win off the field. This is a community of Colorado Buffaloes fans cheering for the team to win on the field and personally to win off the field. So if you've been tapped in with us, man, for every day, or you've popped in here, you're not quite sure, you're still curious, trying to figure out if this 1 mile a day thing is for you, welcome. If this is your first time here, you are absolutely welcome to walk with us. Now, what I do is I walk my mile on a treadmill. You can walk this mile outside. The weather is improving. No matter where you are in the United States, you should start to have weather that affords you to walk this mile outside if you do not have a treadmill in your home. So, the topic of discussion for today's mile, as we get this mile in, is going to be self-confidence. Self-confidence. And in life, if you're waiting to feel confident before you do hard things, you are already behind the 8 ball. There is something that is being popularized now. It's becoming very common, and it's becoming common knowledge, and it's becoming part of the common vernacular, or the way that we talk. It is this idea called imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome. All right, we got people hopping in here. I appreciate you guys being in here. And basically, imposter syndrome is the idea that you work hard, you get an opportunity, and now that you have the opportunity, you feel like maybe the moment is just a little bit too big for you. And so you start to question yourself. Am I the right person for this job? Am I a leader? Should I be taking on this really big task? Am I capable? Am I able? This idea of imposter syndrome impacts a lot of people. It impacts me in a lot of ways. Like, for example, this channel is about Colorado Buffaloes football. So most of the other stuff that I do on this channel is about breaking down football highlights. Who am I to now try to be somebody different and try to inspire people to get healthy? Who are you? Who am I? This is what I mean by imposter syndrome. And after day 1 and day 2 of doing this, I start to question myself. Hey, what gives you the right to try to inspire people, especially these Colorado Buffaloes fans, to get their physical health right, to get their mental health right, to get their relational health right, to get their financial health right? Who are you? And you guys might be dealing with that. We got some people tapping in. Appreciate y'all being here. I'm going to read the comments here in a second. But this is what I'm talking about, guys. In this little box, right, where every time you try to step out of this box that your current state of identity has created for you, you start to get doubt. You start to get these ideas cropping in your mind to try to keep you confined. So the question I had to ask myself was, why not me? I have a channel, over 800 subscribers, and almost every day religiously, they are watching Colorado football content. And almost every day religiously, the first thing that the coaches do is to try to instill in their players the things that are going to help them succeed both on and off the field. So why not create a community of Colorado Buffalo fans that are taking those principles, applying it in their life, and they're being successful in their life off the field? And one of the first places that we want to start, because it is the foundation of everything, is good physical health. This is about the lowest bar where you want to start. And when it comes to jumping back into fitness and doing hard things, the lowest bar is simply just walking. I say this on every single stream that I do. Human beings were made, we evolved to walk. That's why we stand upright. That's why we have this smooth motion. We're able, over time, to build up the capacity to walk long distances. And the thing about walking is that it is low impact. And if you're blessed to have your legs and mobility, I encourage you to join this movement and walk with us every single day. Now, what's the first thing that pops in your head? Right? It's either, oh my God, this is the exact channel I've been looking for. I don't have much of a community. I don't live in a household with a lot of people who are focused on their health. This is something I've been wanting to do. Thank you, Lord, for showing me this channel. I'm going to grab my shoes right now, and I'm going to walk with it. That's one thought. Then on the other side, it's like, man, whoo, it's late. I'm tired. I just ate. I got to go get the kids. I got to do this. I got to do that. This is the voice I'm talking about, guys, that we got to overcome. The voice that is always trying to put off anything that represents change in your life. Even though you know change is exactly what you need to do. Right now, not tomorrow, not later, not at another time. Right now, you need to join the movement. If you missed day one, if you missed the previous 4 days, this is day 5. You need to get up. You need to join the movement. You need to start walking with us. Because what we're going to do is build on top of this foundation of walking. Okay? And it's not only going to be physical building. We're going to be doing mental building. We're going to get into books. For many people in modern society, reading is difficult. We've lost the ability to focus. And reading requires focus. And we're such a distracted society that if most people will pick up a book, they have to read the same page 3, 4, 5 times. Because their mind is always drifting. Their mind is always drifting. It's always drifting. It's always drifting. Because we're so used to social media. So used to the next thing. So used to overstimulation. And so we're going to get to this thing, man. We're going to get physically right. We're going to get mentally right. We're going to get relationally right. Learn how to live well with others and other people. Learn how to live well with ourselves. I'm not perfect. I'm along for the ride with you. I don't know where this journey is going to take me. You're going to watch me transform as well. And I want to hear from you and your testimonial. So I got a good one. I got a good testimonial from somebody who started with us on day 1. And I'm going to just let you know some of the stories that are already coming in. We're only 5 days in, guys. These are the kind of messages I'm getting. This is how the universe tells you sometimes, even when you have that self-doubt, that you might be on the right path. And this is coming from Harold Mitchell. Harold Mitchell has been growing with us as we've been growing and talking about Colorado Buffaloes football and getting ready for 2026, which is going to be outstanding. And Harold Mitchell, his handle is Harold Mitchell 3927. And he says, I am a single male foster parent who has been fostering kids for over 20 years. I've also adopted a couple of boys. I just hit my 60s and I just took in some younger kids because that's where the Spirit has led me. I'm definitely out of shape. And I absolutely realized that I had to get healthier in order to keep up with the kids and give them the type of childhood they deserve. I've always exercised a bit through my life, and I've had some success in the past. But now it's just time to get on track, and this is a big part of my why. So for Harold Mitchell, this is the reason why he's locked in with us for the next 30 days. And that is a powerful why. All right, let me check out your comments here. Man, this is a little bit far away from me. I see some people tapping in here, some newcomers. Somebody saying, sup, bro? Boulder and Boulder. Yeah, Boulder and Boulder. All right, so I want to talk about building confidence. Now, what I'm on a treadmill, obviously. I'm going about 3 miles per hour. And what that allows me to do is it allows me to complete a mile in about 20 minutes. So to be a part of this movement, 1 mile a day, 3 miles per hour, which is a pretty brisk walk. You can see me moving. You might even break a sweat. I got on a sweatshirt on for the intention of getting warmed up and breaking the sweat. But you're going to be able to walk this mile in 20 minutes. And that gives me just enough time to chat with you guys and hopefully provide you some inspiration along the way. All right, let's tap into this thing here, guys. Because today we're talking about building confidence. We're talking about building confidence. Confidence doesn't come at first. Confidence comes after you prove to yourself that you can do something. Okay? Most people think confidence is something that you either have or you don't. That's not true. Confidence is built through something called evidence. We're not talking about faith now. We're not talking about just this blind belief. We're talking about confidence, which is built on something called evidence. Every time you do something hard, you push yourself, you get outside of your comfort zone. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it, you are stacking proof. You are providing yourself with evidence. And the evidence that you're providing yourself with is, I do what I say I'm gonna do. In the comments, how many times have you said you're gonna do something and actually did it? How many times have you made a promise to yourself about your health, or your finances, or relationships, or your study habits, or social media usage, and you've actually kept that promise to yourself? Because every time you break that promise, you lose a little bit of confidence. Every time you keep that promise, you build confidence. And there's actually a science to this. Your brain is constantly tracking your behavior. Oh, Harold Mitchell is in here. So honored to have you here. I just shared your testimonial. Hopefully you got a chance to hear it. Your testimonial, it motivated me to keep going and keep doing this. Your brain is constantly tracking your behavior. So it's constantly watching you. It keeps a perfect record. It keeps a perfect record. And when you follow through, when you keep a promise to yourself and you do something hard, you get a dopamine release. And dopamine is not just from pleasure, right? The easy things, social media or eating candy or ice cream or eating a burger. fat, sugar, salt, all of those things. Yes, pleasure releases dopamine, but so does effort and completion. When you put in a certain amount of effort and you complete a task, it's like when you check off a checklist, you release dopamine as well. So dopamine is available to you as part of your human reward system whenever you do something hard, difficult, and whenever you complete a task. Every time you do something hard and complete a task, your brain starts associating you with discipline and reliability. You can trick your mind into thinking you are something that you are not currently. Why? Because your brain is a perfect tallying system. And it's tallying everything. It's tallying how many positive thoughts you have, how many negative thoughts you have, and which one of those thoughts tend to win on a more consistent basis. It is tracking everything. Every single thing that you put in your mouth, every single thing that comes out of your mouth is being tracked. And all of those things are being turned into an algorithm of you. It is solidifying for every day that you allow it to. Here's the good news. Whatever your brain has solidified into is not permanent because your brain is malleable. And this is what we're doing here on this channel. We're helping you massage your brain back into flexibility. It's called elasticity. Because now we're going to mold it into a new identity. Right? And that identity says, when there's a hard thing that I need to do, I do it and I get it done. Okay? And what that starts to do is you start to build what is called self-efficacy. Meaning I could decide and I could impact change. I could decide and I can impact change. Which is self-efficacy is just a fancy way of saying, I trust myself to execute. I trust myself to execute. And so let's make the football connection with the Colorado Buffaloes. Confidence in this team is not going to come from just height. It's going to come from reps. A running back doesn't feel confident hitting the hole because somebody told him he's a good running back. He feels confident about making the play because he's run that play 100 times before. He's watched film on that play. He's run that play and he has taken hits. So when the moment comes for him to perform and that play is called, he has confidence to execute. He's not guessing. He's reacting based on proof. He has the evidence. Same thing with Coach Brennan Marion. When he calls a play during the 2026 season, he's not going to be guessing as to whether or not it's going to work. Situational football, I've called this play. This particular personnel has executed this play. I am confident when I call this play in a game, it's going to get the yards necessary. Okay? So that's what this is about. Over the next 30 days, we're going to reshape our brains into becoming a person that walks 1 mile a day. What is my promise of value when you join this? If you join me for the next 30 days, this is day 5, you can join anytime, and you walk this mile, at the end of these 30 days, you will have a new identity. And your new identity will be, I'm a person that walks 1 mile a day. Now, what do you think that's going to do? Just that slight identity shift. What do you think that that's going to do to your health? I'm telling you right now, no matter what the outlook was health-wise, you become a person that walks 1 mile a day, the next time that you walk into your doctor, now this is if you weren't walking a mile a day already, the next time you walk into your doctor's office, you're gonna look like a different person. If you got some extra pounds that you're hanging on to, 1 mile a day will do it. If that pressure's a little bit high, cholesterol's a little bit high, trust me, 1 mile a day will do it. Baby steps can transform your life. You can rebuild your identity one habit at a time, one task at a time, one brick at a time. You can rebuild your finances one penny at a time. You don't need to make massive deposits. What you need to make is small deposits consistently. Key issue, consistently. All right? So this is not just you walking a mile. You are sending a message to yourself. Even when it's not convenient, even when you don't feel like it, I am a type of person that still shows up. And confidence is not built in comfort. It's built in kept promises. That's how you're going to measure this thing. I am measuring my growth in kept promises to myself. All right? So, hey, 3 miles an hour. I already got a mile in. I'm going to be wrapping up here soon. I appreciate everybody who's tuned in. But not just tuned in and watching. They're getting active and they're joining this movement. And you're a Colorado Buffaloes fan that's transforming your health, guys. We're already getting the testimonials. I read Mr. Harold Mitchell's testimonial early. All right? He's a foster parent, single foster parent. He has kids that he's raising, and he wants to be healthy. And he wants to give them the life that they deserve. So, Harold, thank you so much for sharing that testimonial. If you have a testimonial, if you're part of this community, and this is having an impact on you, go ahead and let us know in the comments. So if you're on this journey with me, put your testimonial in the chat. Drop discipline in the comments. If you're not already, you can start today. Because the fastest way to change your life is to start doing things that your current self avoids. So if you want more than just motivation, if you want structure, if you want accountability and growth in every area, become a member of our community. We are building something different. Hit that subscribe. Hit that like. Join the community. So, that's it for me. I invite you to join us on day 6. But in the meantime, I pray that the Almighty is blessing you and keeping you in good health. I pray that whatsoever your hands find to do shall prosper. And if you're going through a hard time, remember, hard times don't last forever. So I'll see you guys back tomorrow for day 6. Until then, peace.